Hello again, my name is Gabe Zona. I was listening to a little video clip of Beck, and it was on his program called The Blaze. And what he said was that there's a congressional representative in New Jersey, and this individual is very concerned about the availability of gunpowder. Now, for those of you that might not know, there are a lot of people that load their own ammunition. And so you can go into a sporting goods store, you can buy primers, you can buy empty brass. Most real shooters will recycle their brass. And what they do is they take the brass and they put it in a little bit of a press and they knock out the old primer. They trim down the brass because the brass will stretch to the right size in a die. And then they put in a new primer, put in the right amount of gunpowder depending on what they're trying to accomplish, and then they put in the type of bullet that they wish, whether it's a hollow point, a solid lead, or whatever. And so it's far less expensive to do it yourself than to go buy store-bought ammunition. And people that are dedicated shooters tend to do it that way for financial reasons. And you can also get better ammunition because if you do it carefully, then each bullet is exactly the same, and you can mix and match different powders to get the kind of response you want from the ammunition that you're making. But anyway, so he is concerned that he believes that the bomb that went off in Boston, they used gunpowder as the main catalyst, and therefore he's looking at creating legislation to prevent easy access by the American people to be able to purchase gunpowder. And what ends up happening is that these far-left freak Democrats impose all kinds of sanctions on the American people that have nothing to do with anything, you know? Because if you can't buy gunpowder, it's not that difficult to make. You can go Google it, and it's relatively simple to make. You know what I mean? So again, it's just their way of trying to control the American people. And they do it based on a tragedy. And in many cases, I think they create the tragedy, either directly or indirectly. And I really believe, as the, I think it was the WND article stated, which was the Ayatollah from Iran, said that what happened in Boston is payback for what Obama is doing with his drones. When Obama sends a drone over to Pakistan or Afghanistan to wipe out a Al-Qaeda terrorist, you know, it's really strange. He's wiping out the Al-Qaeda terrorists. They're Sunnis, he's a Sunni, and yet he's funding them. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. But anyway, so what he does is when he sends out one of these drones and they wipe out their intended target, they also take a lot of collateral damage. You know, they cripple people, they blow legs off, and they blow arms off, and they maim people. So, as the Ayatollah from Iran said, this is their way of showing us the kind of carnage we inflict upon those people in those countries. And now it's being brought to America. And I guess the moral of the story is if we weren't doing that to them, then they wouldn't be doing that to us. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that happening here in the United States. What's also amazing, I think, is how this administration picks and chooses which parts of the Constitution that they want to abide by. So what they've done is they've read the Miranda rights to this 19-year-old bomber because he's an American citizen. Yet, Obama vaporizes American citizens based on his own decision to do so. So that's, again, against the Constitution. But when it suits their purpose, they modify it. Just the way Diane Frankenstein said, well, he's an American, he has rights under the Constitution. Well, so do the American people have rights under the Constitution specific to the Second Amendment. And the Fourth Amendment that you're also just finished attacking. Huh? Come on, folks. You can't have it both ways, you know? You either adhere to the Constitution or you don't. And you can't just pick and choose. But hey, that's exactly what they're doing. They pick and choose to suit whatever they're trying to achieve. Isn't that crazy? That's why the rule of law no longer exists in this country. If the rule of law existed in this country, then the less than honorable Attorney General Eric Holder would have been charged with crimes of the highest order for his participation in Fast and Furious. If there were rules of law in this country, the Supreme Court would look at Obama's past and would determine and verify that he's ineligible. The concern is, what would that do to this country? Well, I'll tell you what it would do. It would do a lot less than what he's going to do by not removing him from power. You don't think so? You know what? I think we're soon going to find out, which is really, really sad. I told you what I think. What do you think?